My name is Khan of Negative White, and my guests tonight are
Jenny Ann Smith.
Marcus Jirel.
Yeah, we released our first album 2 years back, and we had worked with that album for like a half year. But we have a second album out now, and first time touring with that album, so it feels great to be back here in Germany.
yeah, relative fresh band, but very experienced members, right? I mean, everyone has been known for the while in the scene.
Yeah, I guess everybody's been working with music for quite a long time, so yeah, you could say that.
So you're basically the only wild card in the band, right?
Yes, pretty wild, huh? Well, I have been working with music and singing since early age, but the hard rock scene is new for me, so I'm new in this context, yes. And I've been singing a lot of pop and rock, jazz, blues, and and I think it's a great thing to be able to bring that into the music we're working with right now, because it's very diverse. We all bring our own references into what we're doing now, so
I think that's very important.
Yeah.
For the band. That's what we're trying to do, to make everybody bring in their personal touch. Jenny, of course, that adds a lot because she comes from a different angle, but for all of us, we like a lot of different music, and to try to bring in that in a way that makes the music, that works in this music. That's what we're trying to do all the time.
So you have a lot of freedom to do what you want in this band, or is it?
There's a lot of freedom, but you can't just. It's like making a good meal. You can't just take everything that's nice and put it together. Things have to fit,
Yeah.
So we have a lot of freedom, but of course we need to
have some sort of direction, of course. And when we started making this album, we had the chance or the opportunity to talk a lot about what kind of dinner are we going to make. No, but actually we talked about our common references, what we have in common, and so we could quite easily see that we had some very I would say references that felt right, and that we really could share. And so we talked a lot about Mountain, Crosby, Stills and Nash, Neil Young, Zeppelin, those kind of bands. And
Uriah Heep,
yeah,
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's always before we started the recordings and everything, and during the writing process, we listened to a lot of these bands, and that was our direction. But then also, we always want to make something new, something that we never kind of heard before. So that's why it's very important that everybody brings in their personal touch.
In this case, Leif has written the songs. He comes to the studio with a melody, lyric, and basic harmonies, but I get the freedom to make the interpretation of them. So I do change a lot. I make it a bit more singable for me. So when it comes to phrasing or sometimes changing the melodies a bit, of course that happens.
Some melodies you changed a lot,
yes,
I would say.
Yes.
So you're really doing it, and usually me and Jenny Ann and Leif Edling, we usually agree actually. When we change stuff, he usually likes it, and when he comes up with stuff, we usually like it. But it can also be very different from like where we started. Some songs can turn out totally different.
Oh, yeah.
So, but that's
the interesting part, I think. I mean, you start with a little seed and it grows into something that you wouldn't expect.
We usually start like doing very simple demos, me and Leif, actually, and then we listen to the songs, everybody, like all of us, and then we start to think this demo sounds quite shitty actually. But that's part of the plan, because we don't want them to sound so good, because we want to hear if there's a song, if we have something to work on. And then, if we like it, then we continue to work on it. And then usually me and Jenny Ann continues to work on it. And then sometimes it changes a lot.
Yeah, we work a lot on the sort of instrumentation and arrangement and the sound. So, well, one example is Pearls and Coffins on the new album. It sounded quite different when we got it.
When I played it to Leif, he was like, "Wow, this sounds very good, but doesn't sound at all like I expected it to sound, but it's very good."
Yeah.
So, me and Jan wrote Deep Well that's on the EP. We're gonna play that song tonight as well. And the next album we might contribute with some more songs, because Leif, he asked me actually, but since I was producing and he was extremely creative and came up with a lot of songs, and so that's why we didn't contribute with the writing songs from the start on this album.
We worked in a bit more old-fashioned way in the studio this time. It's live takes, and we've rehearsed it properly, and it's a craftsmanship that has very high quality. So I think you can hear that on the recording. But we wanted it to be organic, and of course we like the 60s and 70s flavor, but we also wanted it to sound new and fresh, and I think we found a good mix of that. Yeah.
The first song on the album, Girl with the Raven Mask, to me it's a bit different from the rest of the songs on the album, right? Did you do something special with it, or did it come from a different phase of the writing?
I don't know. I think it was the first song we demoed actually. I guess we wanted to try out something different, so that's why it's like an up-tempo song, and I think it's a little bit like influenced from the Dio Sabbath era. We like the doomy thing and all that kind of stuff, of course, but we also want to have some energy and some of that stuff, because that's what music is about. Music is supposed to be, it's not supposed to sound the same all the time. So we want a lot of different tempos and a lot of different styles, so to speak, I would say.
Yeah, both of course on the album, but also you have the live scene in mind. I think it feels so great now. We have a couple of up-tempo songs. It gives not only the audience, but of course ourselves a bit more energy on stage. So, Girl with the Raven Mask is one of my favorite songs on the album. I think we made a great arrangement on that. It's us five, but it's also... We also have percussionist Michael Blair on that. He plays a lot of percussion on that track, and I think it adds a certain flavor. And Michael Blair has worked with artists such as Tom Waits, Lou Reed, and he adds a certain something.
Yeah, he added because we wanted a little. I said like Dio Sabbath thing, but we also wanted a little like punk rock attitude style to the song. And he helped us with that.
You can mix things up and find new sort of musical horizons in that. For example, using hand claps and there are these...
Not very metal, right?
No, but it fits.
Yeah.
And I think that's the interesting and fun thing with music. You have to think outside the box. You have to have the courage, and when you do, it turns out this good.
How do you know that it will work on stage or live? So sometimes people get lost in the studio. They add layers and layers and layers, and then they notice, I can't perform this. I need really. 20 backing vocals.
Yeah, but that's why we rehearsed a lot before we started the recordings.
Okay.
So we rehearsed the songs, and then we had the arrangements. So we didn't do that many overdubs and stuff actually. There's some small like the flavor like what Michael Blair did, and some small stuff. But that's just that we do in the studio to give it a little bit more flavor. But the songs are already there, and when we play them live, they are arranged to work for the band live.
It made it extremely easy to rehearse for this tour, because it was really there.
You
didn't have to rearrange it.
So the arrangements are there, and then of course we rearrange some stuff because it's fun, and you come up with some new stuff, and sometimes we make a mistake, and then it's like, wow, that was cool. Let's keep that, if it is a cool mistake.
is there a chance of getting a live album some point, or?
Yeah, hopefully. I would really love to do that, because I think this is a really, really good live band. And I don't know, maybe one more studio album, and then maybe a live album, maybe.
Yep.
We all mentioned like Black Sabbath like 10 times today already. They're doing like a final tour called The End. Are you going to catch a show, or do you not go to concerts?
I would love to hear Tony Iommi play guitar, because he has one of the most amazing guitar sounds in this business. So of course I would like to see it. I hope Ozzy is able to sing his parts. I don't know. Hopefully.
Have you seen a Black Sabbath show like ever, or?
I actually never seen them live. I actually never seen them live.
Oh. Well.
But I watched a bunch of DVDs, of course.
Okay, so then it's time for your own DVD, maybe.
It's really time because I really, of course I want to see them.
Well, and
it would be great if Bill Ward were playing drums, but he's not, is he?
Who?
Bill Ward is not playing drums, I guess.
I'm not sure.
No, but he's one of my favorite drummers. It would have been very nice to see him play as well, but well. It's probably going to be fun. Black Sabbath is like, they did so much for the hard rock music, so it's such an amazing band, and all of them are amazing. All of the musicians in the band has been doing so great things. So.
Yeah, but Ozzy is now, he's like pushing 66 years or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you think that you will go on for so long with music, or?
I hope so.
No one can tell when it comes to health and what will happen in the future, but I know that my and our aim is to stay focused on the music, and as long as you do that and you make music that feels right and feels that it gives you sort of both emotional and some intellectual challenge, I think that then it's right. It's right. It doesn't matter what age you're in. So I can just applaud them. They're almost 70 years old, and I think they've done an amazing work, and if they feel that they're still sort of they're inspired and like what they're doing, I think it's great. Yeah.
All the power to them, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, then thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you.
See you on stage, and any final words?
Well, we hope to see as many in the audience as possible here on our tour around Europe, and if you don't have the time to come around this time, hopefully later on. So
then
hope
we
to
will
see
hunt you down and come and play at your homes.
We hope to see you in the future, and have a listen to our new record, because I think it's great.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.